Hey, good morning, everyone.
Hey,
and welcome to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I am your friend in the real estate business, hopefully, Phil Nordella, and Taylor Williams-Moniz to my right, your left, if you're on Facebook Live, is your favorite real estate attorney, among other things. She does it all.
She does it all. Except for sleep. Hey! Woo!
Sleep is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, we're here with Matt and Precious, and
We
you know what?
are.
It's the foursome with the... Oh, that doesn't work anymore, huh?
Yeah.
The twosome with the gruesome.
The fearsome foursome.
The fearsome foursome.
I don't know.
I like
Sounds
it.
good.
I like it.
Hey, I have to shout out and thank Christy at my office for helping me get the show together this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, because Sweet Michelle had something else to do. So thank you, Christy.
Aw, thank you,
Yeah.
Christy.
I know.
You're awesome.
It's a team effort at my office.
You know what? I
Very
want to give a
helpful.
shout out to Valencia Shower Door. They came out, immediately.
Yeah.
I think I told you before that I had my windows cleaned, right? And the guy pushed too hard and he broke the seal. And now it's filled with water. And people come into my open house, look at it and go, "What's that?" And I go, "Trust me, it's going to be taken care of."
Don't look over there.
Yeah. Oh, look over there.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
Look at the ceiling. Don't look at the windows.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, so far so good. They came out the very same day. They measured it, and obviously they have to order it. So I will follow up on that. But Valencia Shower Door on Ruther, shameless plug.
Hey,
so
I love
far
it.
so good. And
That's
I will let you
awesome.
know as soon as they finish it.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Hey,
Hey.
what's coming up on today's show in the next 60 seconds?
OfferPad stock numbers are horrific.
Keller Mortgage implements third round of layoffs in the past 12 months.
Phil, how much does a real estate agent make?
I'll never admit it. California Association of Realtors apologizes for racist past policies.
Yikes. Sink or swim, the fate of real estate's mightiest CEOs will be revealed.
Anywhere and Compass settle agent recruiting suit, capping a 3-year feud.
Court orders Anywhere to hand over NAR commission rule documents. Ooh.
Negotiating a deal, question marks. Negotiating a deal, 7 words you should never, ever say.
Wasn't going to say anything. Hey, New York City woman nabbed after renting luxury pads for gang members.
Picasso slashes 30% of workforce, citing raising rates and higher prices. All of that and definitely less. On
Question mark.
Oh, okay, so in case you don't understand what that is what everything that I actually do talk to text on my computer, right?
Yeah.
And
It's the best, you guys. Sometimes the things that come out are just...
Well, you also have to understand when I'm on my computer, I also have in the background, I always have the news on, right? And so sometimes,
Yeah, it picks it up. Yeah.
sometimes I will talk to you and forget to take it off.
Yep, that
and all of a sudden I'll look
once.
back and I'll go, "Oh my God, there's a whole page here," and it was our entire conversation.
Me talking. Yeah.
And so when I said negotiating a deal, see, here was what it was supposed to be: negotiating a deal. 7 words you should never ever say, and I went negotiating a deal ? And it actually wrote out ?
You could have left it, though.
I didn't. I was
No one
too
would
late.
be the wiser.
Oh yeah, no, but
You
it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
just
very
roll with it.
I'm very self-deprecating. You know what? If I don't
So
have
am I.
if I don't have that going for me, I got nothing.
I feel the exact same way. But,
Yeah.
it gives us a laugh.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to see if we can't do by the numbers and see what
Yes.
happens there. I think it's time for by the numbers.
Me too.
Or by the numbers.
CV.
There we go.
By the numbers.
Yay!
Okay, so did you want to try again? I mean,
Oh,
just
no.
for fun. Active
what?
listings.
Okay.
Active listings in Santa Clarita.
Sorry.
like it hurts.
I'm like real tired. 571.
Oh God, that was close.
No
Well,
way.
it was 525.
Okay, but a
that's-
5 in front of it. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So 521.
Okay, active under contract and pending.
294.
Oh, look at that! You were in the 2s. It was 251. How about
It's a low,
sold?
It's a low bar, people. Threshold.
How about sold? Pretty soon, I should say. Tell you what, it's $50. I'll bring it down less, and if you're within 100,
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be better.
No.
How about sold in the last 30 days? Come on, you can do it. I'm going to put it out there to you.
No, this one I stink at. 254.
Oh my God! How did you get that?
I don't know.
That's scary.
So weird.
You know
It's
what?
like I can read your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
So 254.
We're simpatico.
Sold in the last
30 days.
30 days. That's
That's
good.
closed.
That's good.
That's not even sold. That's closed.
Oh, right.
I mean,
So
that's
actually,
yeah.
right.
So that means we have less than 2 months of inventory.
Okay.
No, close to 2 months of
Ish.
inventory.
If we keep going at that rate. So are you concerned about that?
No, actually, that's good because when I listed my house, there was 37. No, not when I listed my house. When I was thinking of listing my house, there was 37 homes listed in Stevenson Ranch. Now there's 14. I like that.
I do too, and I like that I look online every morning at 3 whatever ungodly hour I'm awake, and I look at the Stevenson Ranch listings, and every once in a while I'll send Phil one and say, "Hey," and of course you've seen it, but you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on that every day.
So am I.
I've got a 1 o'clock appointment, a listing appointment with a man, very nice man, Al. I'm going to give you a shout out if you're listening, Al and Mary. I told him, I said, you shouldn't buy my house. No,
Wait, why?
I did. I mean, it was one of those things because, okay, so they're, I think, and I'm going to guess, I'll say they're in their.
Don't guess. Don't guess Mary's age.
No. I'm going to say they're in their 70s.
Okay.
Early 70s.
Okay.
Anyway, so when they came in, he came in with his assistant. Okay, and
as one does.
Yeah, and his assistant's probably in her 60s, right?
Okay.
And so I love the house, Phil. I love the house. I'm like, okay, great, terrific.
So do I.
So he leaves, right? And so I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not a right house for him. It's 2-story. You know, it's hard to go upstairs and downstairs and stuff. And so he leaves, which is fine because I was working with somebody else.
Well, yeah, because if he stayed, that would be strange.
Which would be if he's still
for a
there.
certain period of time.
Yeah. Al, get out of my house.
Yeah, Al, thanks.
So I left. I mean, he left and came back 3 hours later with his wife, Mary. And I'm like, so he's walking around and he's funny.
Okay.
I opened the door. He goes, you still in my house? Get out of my house. He goes, I can't believe you're still in my house. Come on, I'm buying the house.
All right, that's funny.
And I'm like, yeah. I go, you know what? Give me a couple days. I can't get out for another couple days.
Get all my stuff out, man.
And
yeah.
so he says, he's going through and he's telling Mary about the house, and I'm kind of pulling Mary aside, going, Mary, this is a 2-story house that's 3,200 square feet. Is it just the two of you? And she goes, yes. And I said, this is too big for you guys.
Yeah, you may not.
And she said, no, I know, it is. But you know what? He wants what he wants. And I went, okay.
That sounds something like Greg Gig would say about me. Love you, babe, if you're listening. But okay, so you're trying to get the in with Mary.
And so she says, I want a 1-story. And I go, I get that. And I go, I don't know. Let's look around because this is a 2-story.
Yeah.
And she goes, I know. And so he keeps looking at her going, 3 steps, 3 steps.
What does that mean?
Okay, so you know our house.
Yeah.
It's got the little bridge in the beginning. 1, 2, 3, it goes to a landing, and then it goes upstairs.
Oh, the stairs in your house.
The stairs.
Yes, the stairs.
3 steps. He goes, you just need to do 3 steps. He says, because I'll get something you can sit in and go the rest of the way.
Ah, okay.
And so at the end, he goes, you got to come out to see my house. And I'm like, okay, great. And, you know, he lives in a nice area. And
do they live out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, it's a 2,700 square foot 2-story house that he's in right now.
Okay.
So anyway, shout out to you guys. Very nice people, really nice people.
Well, I hope it goes well.
And then, by the way, I didn't tell you that he left again and came back again the next day with his daughter. Right, so he's been there 3 times.
Well, they love the house. I mean, this isn't, you know.
Well, he does.
Okay.
I'm not sure about her. When I go out there, I'm going, you know, I'm not going to list your house unless number one, you're thinking of getting something else as well as my house. You know, maybe you're still opening it up, but I don't want to just list your house just to get my house if you're not really on board.
Right.
Because what would scare me is if they did write an offer and I got it and I took it off the market for them and we went through the whole thing. Well, I only have so much time to actually get mine off the market to be able to buy this other one. And if for some reason she goes, no, you know, I decided not to, then I'm behind the 8 ball when it comes to time.
I'm fine with that because I would like to buy your house, but I need like 9-10 months. But
well,
collusion.
I'll try.
I'm thinking my brain is working. How can we?
You know, if I don't close the other one on time, you know what the penalty is?
I get it.
$6,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's $200 a day.
Yeah, that's a lot. Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that they're going to sooner.
It's a lot.
Okay, okay, by the numbers. So we went over those.
We did.
No, that's okay.
No, we did.
Yeah, we're good.
We already
we're
did
good.
It. Yep.
Offer pad stock. Remember we talked about that? It was $1.01.
This makes you so happy.
Well,
we sit down and he's not like, "How's your day? Did you sleep?" He's like, "Did you see the stock market?" I'm like, "No, Phil, I haven't had time to look at it."
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, there's no real rhyme or reason. Like you'll go and all of a sudden you'll look and the stock market will be down 400 points and you go, okay, well, I took a beating. And the next day you'll get up and it's up 550 points and you're like, so you're looking for news of what was the
and
unless you know of all these people that are just saying, well, they're buying the dip, right?
Right.
And so it dips dips, they buy it and it goes up, and then they sell it and it goes back down. Some people really know how to manipulate the stock
Absolutely.
market. I'm not one of them.
I am not one of those people.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Okay,
no,
so what else when it comes to?
So wait, OfferPad stock is horrific. I'm like,
oh, did you want?
Oh, wait, sir, we'd like more information.
Okay,
I think
rewind.
You have some numbers there.
Well, the funny thing that we had is the more iBuyer companies, and again, iBuyers, those are the ones that'll give you nothing for your house and tell you that's the best you're going to get, and you're going to save so much money.
Which
and
Phil
you're
loves
not.
if you've been listening to the show.
I can't stand it. OfferPad, Open Door, all of those.
Seller's Advantage will buy your house.
Oh God,
that one's on at 3 a.m. That's why I know that
Seller's Advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
No offense.
Also, Redfin. Redfin's got its own.
Does have,
And
but
so
Zillow no longer.
Zillow got out of it. They were smart.
Week.
That didn't help their stock at all. They're still, and we'll talk about that later. But so I went over some of the numbers, and we talked about the fact that they're going down so much. OfferPad is like Open Door Light, right? They're like behind them, right?
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So
Open Door Light.
Last week they were at $1.01. And so I started checking it up going, hey, you know what? If it goes down any further, what happens? Because now it's a penny stock. If it does go down further and it becomes a penny stock, then if they can't get it up past $1, then I guess supposedly they're supposed to take it off the New York Stock Exchange because it's a whole different animal when it comes to buying penny stocks.
Which we know nothing about.
And so 2 days ago I ran it and it was 74 cents.
Right.
But today at least it's 91 cents.
I mean, yes,
they're
that's
trying.
Progress.
They're
It's
working.
Something.
They're working it.
It makes me think of like the penny slots at Vegas.
Penny stocks, penny slots.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
Same rules, but...
You know what's funny is even though they're penny, by the time you actually say bet all, it's like $4.
Absolutely.
So
That's how Vegas gets you.
It's not cheap. Okay, so another thing when it comes to by the numbers, Keller Mortgage. Keller Mortgage implements third round of layoffs in the past 12 months. Well, that's the way it is. And this is what I don't understand. I don't understand how we talk about thousands and thousands of people being laid off.
Yep.
And yet the unemployment rate is down.
Yeah. It's like
are they not picking up any of these people that are being... So it says Keller Williams here, their lending arm is advertising 7 positions online, including openings for an area sales manager, an elite loan officer, not just regular if you're not elite, and 4 local loan officers. That's in the middle of them letting go a bunch of people. Keller Mortgage told a number of employees who work in operations that they were out of a job this week. The third round of layoffs at Keller Williams lending arm in the last year, even as the company seeks to add new loan officers. Well, that kind of makes sense, right?
Okay, explain that.
Well, loan officers bring money in.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're laying off all the people that actually do the work. After a loan officer brings it in, they package it up, they send it to the people who are doing the work. Those are the people who are being let go because the new deals are not coming through the pipeline.
Got it.
So what they're doing is it's free, basically, to bring on salespeople, right?
Okay.
It's like real estate sales. It doesn't cost you anything.
Commission.
Bring on maybe they'll
Got
go
it,
out
got
there.
Got it.
So that's what they're doing. They're letting those people go. In light of macroeconomics, market conditions on Monday of this week, we further restructured. This is according to Keller Williams. In light of macroeconomic market conditions on Monday of this week, we further restructured. I love it. Restructured, which means we fired a bunch of people.
It's a word written by a lawyer.
The mortgage operations group within our Keller mortgage business. Keller Williams spokesman Daryl Frost. It's a good name. That's a good name for somebody who's going to lay people off. Oh, boy, I just got cold in here. Yep.
Frosty.
Be careful. Daryl Frost told Inman in an email, we remain committed to assisting our impacted employees and to growing our mortgage offerings over the long term. Keller Mortgage Operations Manager Aaron Mintz posted on LinkedIn Wednesday about 60 employees losing their job. Aaron Mintz on LinkedIn says, I survived 2 job cuts, but not the third. My job, along with about 60 others at Keller Mortgage, were eliminated on Monday. I'm looking for a new opportunity. Okay. Anybody out there? So anyway, that's what's going on with them.
We I think have a story about layoffs every single week. That's just kind of what's going on right now.
It is, but see, you got to figure that this is what's happening. Okay, so it says here after nearly doubling the company's payroll from 530 in June of 2020 to 1,000 employees in May of 2021, what goes up?
Less than a year. Got it.
Let's come down, and guess what? That's the way it goes. They're in a total about face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know about that.
Buyer.
Yay. Okay, so let's talk we may have to. Well, let me get a smaller
Depends
one
on
here.
which one you want to go with.
Because yeah, this. How much does a real estate agent make?
I think that's
Anybody interested in that?
I'm interested.
Okay, you're interested
I think
too,
I know
Precious?
the answer, but
Okay, so before
Yeah.
that, and we've got to get to that one too. So, okay, we got a few minutes here, so I'm going to actually talk about sink or swim. The fate of real estate's mightiest CEOs will be revealed.
I'm excited about it.
Yep, and I'm hoping this translates.
Okay.
Um,
If not, I'll explain it, people. Stay tuned.
heads will roll, and company valuations will sink so low that new outsiders will opportunistically
It's a good word.
make big acquisitions. Brad Inman writes, real estate masters of the universe are on notice. So there's a lot of big companies that are run by big guys,
Right.
and it's like they come in there, they get their job, and they build, and they're looking great because of what happened in the real estate industry. So whether this is mortgage or whatever, they build it. It's amazing. They're making a ton of money. But now all of a sudden, their idea and their plan to make them big is now going up in smoke as all of their
Because the market's shifting and changing, right? Because
As-
I'm like, how
as
are these
their
new people
stocks.
coming in? Yeah.
Yeah, no, when I say there are new people coming in, I'm talking about 2016, 2017, and it's
Mhm.
like, okay, they're just floundering, but you know what? We're going to pick them up. And whatever they did, you didn't have to do anything to make money in the last 2 years, right? You made a fortune. In real
Yeah.
estate or in lending,
Yeah.
it started in 2020 when it came to the pandemic, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to be terrible.
Right.
We
It
shot
was not.
right to the moon.
Yep.
Okay, which is absolutely ridiculous. The changing real estate market has humbled our industry leaders. Big visions must give way to the nuts and bolts of survival. So no longer is it, guess what? We're just making a fortune out there, crushing
Sit
it.
there doing nothing.
Now it's like, okay, now you've got to have some kind of plan. One-time outsider Ryan Schneider, who in 2017 promised to use data to transform Realogy, which is now called Anywhere. Today must make deep cuts to his payroll and slash other costs. Can you imagine his whiteboard right now? I doubt his data vision is up there.
Ouch.
It's not good.
Mhm.
2 minutes, okay. Redfin CEO Glenn Kelman and Compass founder Robert Refkin are scrambling as their stocks plunge and home sales tank. One-time change agents who proclaimed at different times a righteous attitude towards the industry's old ways. They both must now slog in the trenches with everyone else.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Real estate is ever changing, correct?
Yes.
So you, as an agent doing what you do, don't you kind of have a mind to, you have to have your ear to the ground. It's going
Yes.
to change.
Yes.
What you did in 2017 may not work in the next 12 months.
absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, when I read this article, I'm thinking, okay, but duh.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
Am I missing something?
if you've been around for a really long time, then you know the changing market and you change and gear up. You
That's what I'm
completely
saying.
change everything.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're newer, you only know a good market, then that actually will crush you. And especially if you didn't make money in the good market, because you have to make a lot of money, because it's cyclical, right? It goes up, it goes down.
Exactly.
And so what happens is you make a bunch of money, you put it away, so that when you're not making any
Yes,
sales, then you can
right.
actually make it through and stay.
Right.
Well, what'll happen is if we've got 1,300 actual working agents right now, that'll be down to 700 at the end of this, right? Because they'll have to go out and it's back to Burger King, right? And so that's what happens.
Okay. The Burger
So
King.
anyway, the mantra used to be growth is more important than profits. Not anymore. Nope. Not with everybody tanking. See,
Dun,
because
dun, dun.
they've got to actually answer the stockholders. So it's like you can't tell the stockholders, hey, guess what? Good news. Even though
Your share is worth
your
nothing.
shares were
Yeah.
jack,
It's
but
going to be fine. It's
but
gonna be fine.
we put on another 50 people this
Right,
year.
Right. That you
It's
didn't
like-
pay for.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the return is
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You got nothing coming back.
Mm.
So anyway, there's more to that.
well, it's
but-
changing. There's going to be a
But we
shift.
do have to. We've got to take a
We
break.
do have to take a wee break.
Was it quick
Yep.
or what? That's quick.
It's always quick.
Come on.
Anyway, stay with us. We'll be right back.
We'll be back. Hey, okay, welcome back. I'm afraid for my life right now.
You are not. Calm down.
But welcome back to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. Again, I'm Phil. That's Taylor. She just got some terrible
I don't want
news.
to talk about it. Let's just.
She doesn't even want to talk
I
about
don't
it.
want to talk about
She gasped. She looked at her
Ugh.
phone and then she gasped and she handed me her phone.
it. To read
and
it because I
And it-
can't handle it. You know when you make plans
oh yeah.
when you have 1
Oh,
month
I
old
d-
twins at home and a
Well, no.
14-month-old at home
Yeah.
and you're real excited about those plans and then the person cancels your
a little
plan.
self-care, you're going to have your hair done and cut and
I
whatever
look like
you
a
do.
wildebeest.
Oh, no.
No, it's very serious. I was supposed to get my hair done, and then these silly children decided to be born early.
Oh my
How
God.
dare they?
You know,
It's
they
fine.
don't they
I'm
don't
just...
think of other people, those kids. Yeah, so anyway,
it's a
but I'm
sad day
safe, right?
here.
I'm safe.
You're safe.
Okay. Whew. Okay,
This
great.
is the light of my day.
I
so I'm
will
happy.
I will cut your hair. I will.
I don't need it cut. I'm scared.
I have scissors.
No, let's talk about this stack of exciting articles you've got.
How
Yeah,
much
yeah,
does
let's
a
go
real
there.
estate agent make?
Let's do that.
Okay. I can tell you right now, everybody that's listening are going, too dang much. That's how much they make.
That
They
is
make too
absolutely
dang
not
much.
what I was thinking
Oh,
at all.
really?
Well, because here's the problem. Well,
No, go.
Phil does well. You have a ton of experience, and you're wonderful at what you do. You are not
Aw,
necessarily the
stop.
norm in terms of what agents make and their success rate, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I have other friends that have dabbled in ye old industry who are no longer in ye old industry because it's difficult. So
Yes.
my first thought was not that you print money.
I
It was
think-
it's if you're very good, you can make money, but it's hard.
Yeah, when I was really pushing it, my first year I made 10 sales. My second year I made 60 sales. My third year I made 106 sales, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's
Show
and
off.
the average is like 2.2 a year for your
Maybe
average.
I will let you cut my hair. I'm impressed. No, but that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. So here, let's talk about when people want to know what the average is. From the hours agents put in to the years of experience, they have several variables to determine what kind of income agents can bring in any given year. Over the last few years of the housing market frenzy, it's especially easy to get the idea that most agents are making bank, right? They
Right.
just think they are, which is adorable. But I got to tell you something.
It's adorable.
Yeah,
That's
it's
one
adorable.
word for it.
It's not always the case.
No.
Real estate agents know a lot of factors determine how much they make, from commission splits to the hours they put in to the years of experience they have in the industry. Several variables determine what kind of income agents can bring in any given year. According to the National Association of Realtors, most recent numbers profile released in July of 2022, the median gross income of realtors in 2021 is $54,333, up from $43,000. Now, this is in an amazing year. But see,
Absolutely.
you also have to put in the fact that there are so many thousands and hundreds of thousands of realtors.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't even work, right? They may trip over something. They keep their license, and if
I
somebody
have my real estate license. Yeah,
of
I
course,
can sell
yeah.
your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. So let's break down what happens when it comes to a commission that it has to be broken down between you and the broker. A real estate commission is the traditional method to which real estate agents earn money for the services they provide to a client. Typically, a commission is based on a percentage of how much a home is sold for. Obviously, often 5 to 6%. It's more like 5. People aren't getting 6% anymore. And it's agreed upon before sellers and their agents enter into a contract together. However, commissions are always negotiable. So,
As we've talked about.
you go out there and you say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to do this, and this, and I'm going to charge you
Yikes.
5%." Now,
Right.
does the 5% go to me? Of course not. It
Right.
doesn't go
Not
to
all
the
of it.
agent.
Right.
First thing is the actual commission goes to the broker.
Broker,
Okay.
correct.
So let's divide that down. Let's actually throw
You're
the
doing the
caution
math,
to the wind, right? Sure,
Okay.
absolutely. So you have 3 different people when it comes to what they could possibly be.
Okay.
You've got a broker,
Mm-hmm.
and a broker is one that could work for himself and he could close everything. There's a lot of brokers out there.
Right.
There's a lot of realtors out there that are brokers that they don't use their broker's license. They just use a real estate license.
Right.
If you're not planning on starting a company, there's no reason to become a broker.
Right.
Okay. So you've got the broker.
Okay.
You have a real estate agent. Okay, a real estate agent is just the person who actually gets his license, and it's just a regular sales license, but he has to work under a broker.
Right.
Okay, so he works under the broker. Now then there's a realtor, and you think, well, a real estate agent is the same as a realtor. It's not.
No.
Yeah, because a real
Right.
estate agent that's a designation that you get through the National Association of Realtors.
Of realtors,
Okay.
right.
And supposedly that means that they're held to a higher standard, which that's the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah,
right?
I'd say most of the time that's correct, right?
You know what? It's funny because when I first got my license, it's like, okay, so now you have to join the board. You got to join this, you got to join that. It wasn't even, would you want to consider it? It's you have to. And so I never even thought about it. So I've always done business the way you're supposed to do business, honest,
Right.
integrity,
Well,
all of that stuff.
Of course.
And then it's funny because I didn't even know there was a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. I was in business for like 5 years, and
Yeah.
it was like,
Oh wait, I don't have to be a realtor.
They're not
Wait
even a
minute.
realtor. And
Right.
what are you talking about? They sell says real estate sales, but it doesn't say realtor.
Not the same.
Because they don't want to. They don't want to pay,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't want to pay the money. But so anyway, so what happens is you go out there and you say, guess what? I'm a realtor. I want to list your house, and they say, okay, we figure 5%. 5%'s great, and they think, my God, you're going to get 5% of this? Well, no, because what happens is you have to say in the contract how much you're going to give to the selling realtor. Now, you're the listing realtor, okay? So you list it, and you do all of the things that you need to do, and all of a sudden, you get a commission to give you an idea. Let's say it's a $500,000 house, okay? And it's a 5% commission, which is $25,000, and you split that with the selling realtor. Listing realtor gets $12,500. The selling realtor gets $12,500.
Following.
But wait, there's more.
But wait.
They actually work for brokers. So the brokers actually get the money.
Correct.
And then whatever split you're on, that's what you get.
Right.
Okay, so let's just say, for round figures, the broker gets $12,500 and you're on an 80-20. Okay. That's approximately $2,500. So you're making $9,500 on that sale that you sold for $500,000. Okay. So even though the commission was $25,000, you as the broker, you as the realtor, get,
or the agent
get exactly right. Get $9,500. Now, so they always say, well, the average is 80-20 when it comes to a split, or 70-30. You can negotiate whatever you want when it comes to your split with the broker, depending on your chutzpah, right? If you've got if you've got some kind of a thing saying, hey, look, I sell 20, 30 homes a year, they're going to want you because you're going to give them ancillary services like escrow, title, mortgage, all of those things. And if they actually have their finger in the pot there, then they're going to make more money from you. So you can actually go in and say, I'm not doing anything more than 90-10. I want you can have 10% of everything. I get 90.
Yeah.
Right? So if you've got, in the beginning when I was training agents for the company that I used to own, we used to start them out at 60-40. They got 60%, we got 40%. And the reason being is because all they really did was bring me a name. That was it. And I had to do everything else.
Got it.
And they actually was a fly on the wall, right? So
right.
So that's what happened. And we did that for the first 4 deals, because then you've got to figure that they know what they're doing.
You hope.
Yeah.
So wait. So the answer is y'all make millions of dollars, right?
Millions every year, no matter what. Well, I mean, if you think about it, right? If you're lucky enough, again, to make 5 sales, right? And the average is, now, the numbers are a little bit higher now. It's not 500,000. 500,000, my God. If I sold a $500,000 house when I first got in business, I'd be like, I sold something that was 500,000.
So much
it was
money.
9,000 square feet on 7 acres. It was like, oh my God, it was like amazing.
You said
and
500,
now it's
I'm like, not up here.
And now it's like people come in and say 500,000, and you're like, I don't know. I can't find you something for that. That's going to be tough.
Right.
So if you think about it, you're lucky enough to sell 5, and they're $500,000. You're going to make 40 some odd thousand, right? Now, but wait, there's more, or should I say, but wait, there's less. Remember, to actually get those sales, you have to do things like spend money for advertising.
Right.
You've got to join the board. There's a monthly fee for that. You've got to do this. There's a monthly fee for that, and this, and this, and this. And all of a sudden you realize, you know what? I just spent $20,000 to get that 5 sales. So now when you break it down, it's not pretty, right? And I will tell you this, there's a lot of actual agents out there that are selling a lot of homes.
Okay.
But when you break it all down on just exactly how much they actually spend, they're not making anything. But it's all ego. They want to be able to say, I sold 75 homes last year.
See, that I don't get.
Okay, so...
No, I understand it, but why would you do that? If you're not making
ego.
any money.
It's strictly ego. So you'll see somebody making all of these sales, and then you'll see like a group. That group is all of their sales they're feeding to the one person. So the one person's taking credit for all of them.
Oh, I
right?
see.
So
I'm just thinking ego doesn't feed my kids.
There, I got to tell you something. There's one agent, and this agent, I mean, out there, he's got billboards, he's got this, he's got that, and I'm actually doing the math on this thing, and he's paying $80,000-$90,000.
In advertising.
In advertising.
It's a lot.
It's a ton, considering, I mean, you're talking about billboards at $20,000 a month. We're talking a month. I'm not talking about
I know.
I'm not talking a year.
We
And at the end of
we
the day,
advertise,
and I'm
I
thinking,
know.
what the heck? But you know what? He's like, hey, guess what?
Phil's beating his chest if you
I'm
are not on Facebook Live.
I'm special. Yeah, here we go.
Special.
I'm beating my chest.
So, I mean, it's kind of like how most things should be. You put in hard work and hopefully it's rewarded, but it's a tough industry. It's
Yep.
not, I'm going to be a real estate agent and make millions of dollars.
Oh, the other
Yeah.
thing that's a lie, I just thought I'd tell you,
Okay.
is when somebody, I see this all the time. They advertise, come to our office. We're 100% commission. 100%, 100%, 100%. There's no
Yes.
such thing. Okay. Also, here's another thing that you can actually negotiate. It's like Compass. Compass is 80-20 company. If you want to go to Compass, it's 80-20. I don't think they've got anything but 80-20, right? That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
80-20.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, well, give you an idea of most of the companies that are smarter now. They're saying, okay, it's going to be 80-20 until you've sold so many homes. Like EXP
That's
is
fair.
80-20 until you've given them $16,000. After you've given them $16,000, then instead of 20%, it goes down to $250 a sale. That's it. Yeah.
What? Sorry, I'm like, that's sinking in. Okay, that's where I'd go. Wow.
No, yeah. Well,
Especially
you
if
think
you're
about
good
it.
at what you do.
That's why they went from 13,000 agents to 80,000 agents
Yeah,
since I
seriously.
joined them 3 years ago.
Wow.
So it doesn't make any sense, to pay an extra $50,000 to the company
No,
if you don't
definitely
have to.
not.
But here's the trick. The trick is if the agent feels like the company is the reason why they'll get business. Like Compass is very, very. I
Right.
use them as an
Right.
example. If they're very classy and they say, "I work for Compass," it used to be Remax. It's not Remax anymore.
No,
It used
Compass
to be if
is
you're
the
working for
sexier
Remax.
one, for
Compass is
sure.
definitely
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So if you can say, "Well, I'm there because I'm getting business because I tell people I'm with Compass," and they go, "Okay, yeah, list my house," right? Then it makes sense. But when they realize that they don't care who the company is and they're listing with you, then it makes absolutely no sense
Yeah.
to pay them,
Yeah.
20%
extra,
of all
exactly.
of it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
How interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's another thing. You've got agents that are actually not really on commission, but they're on salary.
Right.
Redfin.
Yeah, I had a friend that did this.
Redfin, now they'll give you a base salary, which is
Right.
not terrible, depending on how much you know, right? And then they'll give you leads, and you got to go out there and you got to close them, right? And so that's okay. They also give you insurance. They'll also give you 2 weeks vacation every year, and that's terrific. But when you go to a Redfin, you can't sell anything on your own.
Right.
Okay. If you had
You're not
somebody that
building
was,
your
you can't.
business or
You're not
reputation.
building anything, right?
Right.
And here's the problem with Redfin. Redfin, as soon as there's a hiccup in the market, you're out.
Out you go. Yep.
See ya.
Notorious
Thanks for playing.
for that. Yeah, it was fun. And come back in 16 months when things get
yeah,
better.
Yeah.
But,
Hopefully
no.
you'll still be licensed.
Wow.
So there's another thing I put down here that said, "Wow, realtors who." It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
I think it is very interesting.
Do we have to? We don't have to take another break, do we?
You have a couple minutes.
In a couple.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have here? I want to do. Oh, you know what? Let's start this one.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say we're not going to finish that one.
No,
but we
and
can
I really do want to finish it
lay
if at
the
all possible.
foundation.
California Association of Realtors apologizes for racist past policies. And I'm thinking, what the heck? I don't even know. I mean, I don't know that much about the California Association of Realtors.
Yeah, when I read this, which is on my phone, I'm not texting, but just so you know, it's on my phone. I was like, wait, we didn't talk about this in the news, so it's from a long time ago.
Yep. The association was wrong. That's what the trade group says. It's taking bold action to address the legacy of discrimination that continues to impact access to housing today. And so I'm thinking, well, what the heck did they do? And then I started reading it. It was like, oh, that's messed up.
Icky.
The California Association of Realtors has issued a formal apologies for racist past policies supported by white supremacist group that continue to impact access to housing today. CAR,
this is
California
intense.
Association of Realtors, is
Yeah.
the nation's largest realtor association with more than 217,000 members. The trade group, under its original pre-1975 name, the California Real Estate Association, CREA, that's what it used to be called, once played a leading role in segregation and exclusionary practices in housing. That's bad. For decades, CREA promoted policies that encouraged discrimination and the idea that neighborhood integration would negatively impact property values. The Los Angeles-based trade group noted that it had endorsed racial zoning, redlining, and racially restrictive covenants, all policies designed to enforce segregation and restrict where people of color could live and build wealth through home ownership. The association also denied membership to women and people of color.
Can you imagine?
Man,
I know.
I would have loved to see turn you loose on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have, but yeah.
The association was wrong. President Otto Katrina, who was supposed to be in here today,
I
but
know.
then he couldn't make
He's
it,
busy.
and then it was like one of those things where we could do it, and he couldn't, and he could do it, and we couldn't.
Scheduling. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. We not only apologize for those actions, we strongly condemn them, and we will continue to work to address the legacy of the discriminatory policies and practices. So they did something else that I want to do, but we got to take a quickie break.
We'll take a break, and then we'll talk about how they're trying to remedy it. So stay with us.
Pick it back up. Hey, okay. Welcome back to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook on Facebook Live. We were in the middle of talking about a CAR, California Association of Realtors, and how they came out and apologized.
Yeah, past discrimination.
No, I'm wondering, do you think they got some pressure saying,
Yes.
guess what, something's coming down the pipe if you
Yes.
don't do something, and so they said, okay?
I think so. I mean, you'd hope not, but probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that they did wrong was they actually had what was called Article of Proposition 14 and Article 34 that the trade group now regrets championing.
Championing. I got you.
That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
The association sponsored Proposition 14 in 1964 as a ballot initiative to nullify California's fair housing law known as the Rumford Fair Housing Act.
Mm-hmm.
The initiative amended the state's constitution to give property owners absolute discretion in choosing who to decline to rent or to sell their property. I just don't like you. I'm not. God, how messed up is that?
Yeah.
Thereby preventing the state from enforcing laws that prohibited discrimination.
Right.
Proposition 14 was supported by several white supremacist groups, including the American Nazi Party.
Didn't even know that was a thing. I was about to click on the link when I read that this morning, and then I'm like, I'm not clicking that.
No,
I don't want that in my search history,
yeah,
right?
Really.
No.
Martin Luther King visited the state multiple times to campaign against its passage.
Crazy.
With the association's financial backing, Proposition 14 passed with more than 65% of the vote, but was ultimately overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1966 on the grounds that it violated Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution.
Thank goodness.
I got to tell you something.
Isn't that wild?
You know, and that wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
Every so often, the sad part is we tend to dip our toe in going backwards.
Right.
And that's like,
not what needs to happen.
No. The association was also behind another ballot initiative, that state constitutional amendment Article 34, which voters approved in 1950 as Proposition 10 and
this one's wild
remains
to
in
me.
place. Article 34 requires cities to get voter approval before building public housing.
Voter approval
which
for
no
public
other state
housing.
currently requires.
What in the
law
world?
has stymied low-income housing developments in California for decades. You think?
I can't. I know. I read this. I'm like, who thought of that? I can't cuss, but like, good grief, Charlie Brown.
we're gonna look into this. Okay, I get it that you want to put low income housing. So we're just gonna take a vote.
Let's ask all the people that have the wherewithal to vote and go to the polls and understand this issue to vote. Like, absolutely
because
not.
it's not going to affect them at all.
No.
Yeah, it's designed to keep people of color and poor people out of certain neighborhoods, and it needs to be repealed. Publicly owned affordable housing for low-income people is critical to reduce homelessness and ensure that housing is available to people of all income levels.
Yep.
CAR is co-sponsoring a bill that would overturn Article 34. The trade group said that Bill SCA 2 will give California voters the opportunity to repeal Article 34 in the 2024 election.
Right. Which is interesting.
This was something that I thought was interesting also. Nonprofits concerned with racial equality, including the nonpartisan California Budget and Policy Center and the Greenlining Institute, criticized Prop 19. Okay, we know Prop 19 is being able to take your tax basis and move it from one house to another, depending on how close you are.
Yes,
well, they open that up to all of California,
right? Which
is kind of cool. But they're saying that they don't like that because allegedly it disproportionately benefiting white wealthy homeowners and not helping first-time home buyers who are disproportionately people of color. And I don't know whether I agree with that. I mean, that's I'd have to do a deep dive on that.
Right.
It's not like everybody that owns homes, because that affects. If you own a home, you could be white, you could be black, you could be blue, you could be whatever, and it benefits you
Right.
to take your tax basis. Well, what they're saying is no. Proposition 19 is a white wealthy thing, and you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I'd have to do more of a deep dive.
Yeah.
I don't think it was written as such, but
Yeah.
they're probably also doing a little CYA, if you know what that means.
Yep. I do. I do.
Yes.
Thank you. Under the
Yes.
comments, you should see some of these comments.
Yeah.
One person goes, Prop 19 racist? Seriously? Prop 19 allows homeowners who are over 55 years of age, disabled, or victims of natural disasters to transfer their existing property tax assessed value under 1978 California Proposition 13 to replaced home. Sounds inclusive to me.
Same. See, a ton of money.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo, boy.
Hey,
Hey.
you know what? What's next? We don't have too much time.
You tell me.
You know what? These two here, when it comes to Anywhere and Compass and the court orders Anywhere to hand over NAR commission rule documents, I want to do a deeper dive with you because that's court stuff, but we don't have time for that.
Okay, we'll put those in that pile.
How about this one? This one's fun. We can end with. New York City woman nabbed after renting luxury pads for gang members.
Okay.
I like it.
I thought you were negotiating a deal. I liked that one.
Authorities arrested 35-year-old LaToya Williams on October 5th at her Upper West Side Manhattan apartment and charged her with aggravated identity theft and wire fraud. Authorities found several $100,000 stashed in her bed frame. Is that the place to put? It seems like.
Yeah, I think so. You want to have
Wouldn't-
cash on
wouldn't you?
hand. I mean, I would do a safe, like bolted to the wall, not the bed frame.
Something, yeah.
But yeah, that's a
'Cause
lot of money.
Not to mention, you think you sleep bad. You're sleeping on a couple $100,000 in cash.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. Investigators first suspected Williams' involvement in gang activity when her cell phone number saved under the name Toya Apartments was found in the phone of a man who was shot dead in broad daylight while sitting in a parked car in a parked Jeep in Queens in February 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so they found the card. They looked it up. The man was a known associate of the Mac Bala Brims street gang, a faction of the Bloods, accused of countless violent acts throughout the city. Prosecutors said in 2019, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn charged 17 people and members of the gang of racketeering. Well, what they found out that they were actually, giving her cash. They were putting them in apartments, all sorts of rentals, and then they wouldn't leave.
Right.
Right. So, and I guess there was probably a lot of owners that were threatened by the gang members saying, "You want to pursue this? You'll be swimming with the fishes."
Oh, gosh.
And so Williams was released on $250,000 bond, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, fascinating, huh?
I wonder how she got into it.
Oh, good question. They had another gang, too, which is interesting. They had the Wood City Street Gang. Where do they come up with these names? The Mac Bala Brims Street Gang and the Wood City. The Wood City sounds bad.
That all sounds bad.
Wood City.
Yeah.
Yep, I like
Wood City.
it. So anyway. Oh, and what
then-
she was doing, she was forging tax returns, bank statements, driver's license, social
Yeah,
security
there we go.
numbers to rent apartments to people under different names. So,
And I wonder if, what kind of kickback she was getting, right?
at
And
least
her-
a couple $100,000 worth.
Exactly. And her lawyer declined to comment, which
Oh.
that always, to me, is like,
That's I don't
yeah.
know. I
we can't
I
even make a statement right now because things are so bad. We declined to comment. I don't know if that's true, but that would be. That's
Well,
my reading of it.
That kind of seems like
I
on the
know.
surface, it's like, what do you have to say? Nothing as of yet.
Yeah, just shh.
Yeah,
shh, shh,
I
shh,
still need
shh.
to.
Figure out what's going on.
I'm on vacation, and I'll
Yeah.
pick it up as soon as I get back from
Fair.
vacation. All right. Hey, guess what?
That you're not on
If
vacation.
we were I'm not on vacation.
I
No, I've
know.
got a 1:00 listing appointment with that nice man that wants to buy my house.
I know, but that's
Yep.
what I'm saying, so people can call
Oh,
you.
yeah,
But how do they-
661,
We
right?
don't have our sign up again.
Again, you know what?
Dang it.
I make you got to call me in the mornings. 661
I will try.
312-3561,
Yep.
just like it says on the commercial, or go to philnordella.com. How about you?
661-259-9000 or dywlaw.com.
Yes. Only if you want the best, though.
With both of us,
If you
absolutely.
want the best, then you
We
need
got
to call.
you. But hey, fun show.
Yep.
Thanks,
Open
everybody, for
house Saturday
listening.
and Sunday. I hope it doesn't rain.
Good luck. I hope it goes
Yeah.
well. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a
Everyone
nice
have a great weekend.